Hi, I'm Tiffany Bartles, and this is my second video reflection. So, let's see. The last couple weeks I've been feeling actually really excited. It seems like everything in this class and everything for me professionally is kind of like lining up, so it's been kind of a neat feeling. Um, I guess one of the first things that I've really enjoyed with the discussion boards, um, and one of the things I've learned was the importance of picking like a proper field placement. I guess this area kind of spoke to me because I wanted to pick an easier field placement within the agency I work at, but I'm now kind of considering opening up my options to other places because I want to get the best experience I can, and I know that there's a lot different modalities that I can go to, different agencies within the community that might really lend itself more to my learning. And I really want to take full advantage, like the book said. So that's been something I've really been considering a lot. And that's something I did with my very first internship. And it was really, really worthwhile. It helped me a lot professionally. So I was like really glad I did that. Um, let's see. The next thing that was really helpful was in that same chapter's discussion board period, was the idea of getting proper supervision and having a supervisor and picking out necessarily someone, not that you get to pick always obviously, but um being able to pick out the positive qualities in a person, because you don't always get to pick and you might not really align with their values or how they see things. So I've actually experienced that before, and I did really learn a lot from that person despite our differences and things. So that's something that I always kind of keep in the back of my mind, and I'm really thankful for the supervisor I have now because she's amazing. And I wasn't sure if I was going to actually like her either. So I thought she was maybe too soft spoken and sweet, and actually and maybe wouldn't give me constructive criticism, but she's actually really great at that. So that's been something I've been really appreciating a lot lately. With my professional interview, that was an awesome experience. I was really happy to do that. And it was really amazing because she kind of reiterated a lot of the things that we talk about in class and in the book. Kind of about like the importance of consultation and looking at your code of ethics and supervision, how all those things really can help when you're in a sticky situation, you're not sure what to do. So it was actually just reassuring to hear someone say like, that's what I actually do, versus it's something you just read in a book and you don't actually follow through with. So that was really great. She was telling me about a lot of professional organizations that she's joined and how that's been helpful for her. So that really just helped me a lot to see that that's like something that's really beneficial and something I'm really looking forward to, because I can make a lot of professional contacts that way and have other people to consult with. So that's really nice. It's been really great because at my agency I work at now, I've actually, we just hired another counselor. So I now have somebody that I can consult with on things versus having to contact my supervisor for everything. So it's been really nice having that person to kind of bounce things off of and discuss things with. And it was really interesting because it was something we talked about we didn't talk about in class. I guess I brought up on the discussion board of how I thought it was really interesting in the book that there was this discussion about how there's this stigma around sex with a client, yet this is a really common thing to happen, and how we don't really like talk about that in supervision or feel comfortable consulting about that with colleagues. And she was able to share with me that she actually had something like this just happen, and she did call me, so I thought that was kind of funny, that we had just talked about and covered this kind of material. So that was really really kind of neat to just see how everything kind of played in together. The other piece that I found really helpful in the book was about boundaries in rural areas, because I live in such a rural area and you're bound to overlap some places between kids in school and sports and small businesses. There's going to be some overlapping, which makes me feel a little bit better that it's just not such a black and white. There's definitely gray area and I can work with that. It's just learning how to work with that appropriately. So again, it's nice having that consultation within the office, because she also works in the same rural area and lives in a very rural area as well. So, there's those challenges all the time. So that's been a really positive thing for me just in general. And I love getting the insight from the readings and having the discussion boards, because it just really helps build on those ideas. And so that's been very helpful for me. The other piece that I really liked reading about was the idea of developing groups, because this is something most settings I work in now in addiction, you already have group topics you have to cover. You have like specific groups you need to do. When I worked in residential treatment, we had group like 4 times a day. So it was just a rotating area of topics and different handouts that you had to rotate through. And so I'm kind of excited with the idea that I can like find an idea to start a group about, or, you know, something that would really help the community or a specific population within the community. And so that's something I'm really looking forward to and getting really excited and lots of ideas about. The other piece that I found really awesome was the last chapter on community resources, and developing different community things, because I recently just went on a trip for work to Delaware and Maryland to train at our clinics out there and just see how they do things differently, which obviously their state regulations are different than Wisconsin's, but it was amazing because our clinic in Maryland, they actually work right inside, like they're right behind the health department in the same building, and they work together on just tons and tons of projects. And it's so cool to see how well different agencies can work together. And there's not just that agency, there's a couple other different ones within that as well, that all work together and develop different programs and different resources and, you know, to find needs within the community. And so it was just really, really cool to sit with the director of that clinic. And he just explained how that's what he dedicates a lot of his time to. Once his staff is, you know, fully staffed and working well, that's where his energy gets focused, because, you know, he said, we don't go into this field because we want to make money. We go into this field because we want to help people. And the best way to help people is to work with others and to get that really strong sense of support for the entire community and for specific populations. So that was awesome. And so when I read the chapter, I thought it was just crazy how much those two things aligned for me. So I have been spending a lot of time thinking about how I'm going to do things in my new role, and how, you know, what agencies I want to work with, what needs or resources are not met in our community. Are there specific populations that need certain things? So that's been a lot of what I've been focusing on in my spare time that I don't have a lot of, but definitely I'm still trying to focus on it and find different areas that I can help the most people possible. So, yeah, I think that's about it. I just feel like I've made all these big changes and growths and developments in the last couple weeks professionally and personally, and it's just been a great experience because, like I said, it feels like everything's playing into each other and it's all working out well. So it seems like this is like what I'm supposed to be doing, and I love that feeling. So it's really reassuring for me. And I think that's about all I have at this point in time, but thank you so much.